Sorry, go.
Okay. When Brittany asked me to do this, because I don't get asked to do this a lot, and it's totally okay. I'm fine with that. So I was utterly flattered. You know, when everybody's like, I'm so excited to be here. I'm really so excited to be here. And I was going to get ready. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to get ready because that's not who I am. If I came here, Brittany would be like, what's wrong with you? Your hair's done and you're like, I don't know who you are. So I wanted to present the real me. I do shower and fix my hair and from time to time. I do shower every day, but I guess that doesn't matter. My point is I don't get ready. So anyways, thank you for having me, Brittany. I think the easiest thing, and I think maybe why I do, if I do talk about, is my story and how I got started. And it was funny when Brittany said that we have this most amazing relationship, because my story for Beachbody didn't start that way. And I'll probably cry because every time I tell it, I cry. So we've been married 23 years. And we've had a lot of ups and downs, believe me. But maybe 7 years ago, we've moved a lot. We moved to Texas, and I've always struggled with depression and anxiety, which could lead to insomnia, very dark places, up and down. I've been on every antidepressant, anxiety medication. You know, we'd move here, and I would stop my pills because I didn't know any better. Oh, I need a new pill, a new therapist. And it was just kind of something that, when it was like this, up and down, I would be fine, and then I wouldn't be fine, and I wouldn't. So we moved to Texas, and I don't know what happened, because it's not like I hated it here, but I just got like, I don't know, like I can't explain it. I just went into this dark, dark, dark hole. Like I basically was a body in my home. I wasn't being a mom. I wasn't being a wife. I was heavily medicating. Like I'd just wait till 5 o'clock and be like, and I would just like drink and just not even, I'm not sitting in the corner like chugging bottles of vodka, but I drank every night and more than I should. And I just, like, I just existed. And like, I didn't care. I didn't care. I just was a person. And I woke up one morning and my husband left me a note, and it was laying on the floor by the front door. And he was like, he basically kicked me out. And he's like, you need to leave and you need to get help. He was done. And he was mad. And he was very hurt, and I don't blame him. So I was like, I'll never forget that. And I sobbed, I stood on the steps. I'm like, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? So I was like, okay. So I had a friend that was about 5 hours away. I'm like, can I come stay with you? So let me back up, because what I put in my car, I never thought in a million years why I did it. And it has to be God. I put in my barbell and my weights from Les Mills Pump and a bag of Shakeology, because probably 2 weeks before I read on Facebook something about a challenge group, and I was like, la, 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 la. And I was like, oh, I've heard of that. Okay, I'll do it. Like not knowing anything, not caring, not, I'll do it. So for whatever reason, I took my weights and I took my bag with me. Okay. I went to outpatient treatment for 5 weeks. No support. My family wasn't supporting me. I was pretty alone except for my friend there. It was horrible. It was horrible. But I went every day. They diagnosed me bipolar. I think the first day I was there, they sat me with a team of, I don't even remember. I just cried for the first 3 days. I remember a bunch of people around a table asking me questions, and they're like, you're bipolar, like that, which explains a lot. Anyways, I can laugh about it now. So they diagnosed me. So I was there 5 weeks, all right? And I'm going to tell you, you meet some interesting people and you realize that you're very blessed when you see what people experience. And I had it pretty easy. But I would go every day, and I would get up to an alarm, 5 o'clock every day, and I would press play. I went into my friend's little son's playroom, and I would lift those weights. I would go make a shake. I would go to therapy all day long. Did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. I ended up losing weight, but not, and just feeling good. That's when like Shakeology is my jam. And I'm like, what is this magical potion that's making me feel really good and making me realize I should make better choices elsewhere? It rocked my world. I came home and I felt amazing. Even though I had a lot of work to do with my family, which I did, but I had confidence. Like I joke, why would be diagnosed bipolar make someone confident? Because I didn't care anymore. It was like this veil just lifted, and I was like, okay, this is what it is, and we're going to deal with it, and I'm okay, and I don't know what this Beachbody thing is, but I want to do it. So I went to my coach, and I tease her all the time. I'm like, you are so lucky, because I said, I want to do what you do. And she's like, really? And I go, yeah, how can I not? So I signed up August 3rd, 2012. And my first 6 months, I was just kind of happy, like, oh, look at me, yay. And then my first live events are everything. My first Super Saturday, my world was rocked. I sat there by myself in Dallas. I didn't have any coaches here, in a room of 1,200 people, sat my butt by myself, watched that corporate video. They talked about Success Club, and I sat there and I said, that's something I need to do. And I haven't looked back. So here I am. And a side note, Lincoln also, so yes, we worked things out and that was great. And we have a very, very good relationship. But from a spouse point of view, he was always supportive. He did the shake, he did the workouts. But as far as the business, it was about 2015. I got him to watch a video and it took him about 3 weeks to do so. I begged him. I'm like, dude, you have to watch this. He was like, oh my gosh. So he was like, this is legit. This is a business. We're going to kick some butt. And that's why Brittany sees him as he is today. So that was about 2015, late fall. And here we are. So that's my story.
And you didn't cry.
I got a little teary-eyed, but I didn't cry. That's good. I'm very emotional.
You're so great. I love it. No, I love that side of it. But I mean, it shows leaps and bounds of how far you have come since then, right?
Well, and I've had, just so you know, I mean, the timing's interesting is because now you're going to make me cry, Logan. Okay. Darn you. Now I'm going to cry.
Don't read those. Keep going.
I know. So I've had a lot of setbacks. Like 2015, my meds stopped working just out of the blue. But I've learned to cope where when that happens, I don't give, I will have days, really bad days, but I allow myself one day. And I've learned that I have to fight and I give myself one day. And it might be stuff my face and watch TV all day, or it might be like hide in my bed, whatever it is, but I snap back out of it. But I do have to go every 3 months. Very interesting. I got to go. Tomorrow's my 3 month. Every 3 months, I have to go see a psychiatrist to monitor my medication. But most of the time, I walk in. I drive 30 minutes. I walk in. She's like, "How are you?" I'm like, "Good." She takes my blood pressure. She types in a few notes. She gets me my prescription. I'm out the door. So, but yeah. So that's where I am now.
You rock. Okay, let's open it up for questions. So it sounds like, I mean, and I feel like every single one of us can relate to, know somebody or can relate to your story. So it's very impactful. And it also shows that regardless of how you feel, you can still be very successful within this business when you're inspiring others. So let's kind of open it up, ladies. Why don't you unmute yourself? I mean, obviously, 7-star diamond. She's even a 1-star diamond in her second CBC, 2-time elite, going on 3 times this year. What questions would you ask Miss Kristine?
Yeah, ask. I'm an open book if you can't tell. Somebody's got to ask. Please.
We're not going to sit here in awkward silence. Come on.
I know. You're making me feel uncomfortable. And that doesn't happen very often.
I mean,
I'll start.
Yes, please.
Since I know you, Kristine, how are you?
Hi, I know. How are you?
Good. So I do know you and a little bit about your story already. So I think, what really, because you were sitting here, same as me, last year, pretty much last year, I think.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Maybe 2 years ago. Okay, cool. So what really pushed you to move forward and get over like a hurdle, because I think at that point we had both kind of been stuck. So what, give us that.
I'm stuck now. August has been horrible. But I think, what is it? That's so, my parents raised me they were really strict and they raised me to be a really hard worker. I'm not saying no one on here is. I'm sure you are. For me, it is super important to put on my blinders. I had a Zoom with Brittany last year where it was March or April. I became paralyzed. I started this whole comparison thing. And because you get on these Zooms, I'm going to tell you right now, you can get on these Zooms right here and you can be so intimidated or so oh my gosh, I suck because Jade is doing all these things that I'm not. And then you're writing down all these notes about, okay, well, so-and-so does that and it works. And so-and-so does that and it works. And so-and-so does that and it works. And you're like, okay, what do I do? And I had to learn, probably the biggest thing I had to learn is I have to put my blinders on. I had one of my coaches literally just message me that right before I got on here. Because when I don't, then you just stop. It is really, I just put my head down. Okay, so maybe I suck at Instagram stories, but I can invite a crazy woman, all right? So I don't go look at another coach's Instagram stories and be like, oh my gosh, he's amazing. I do them and I suck at them, but I keep doing them. But I also, it's the blinders. And I know it sounds so basic, but if I just, and it's literally, I'm trying to really instill this into my team right now. It's inviting. Like I said that should be the word at next year's summit. I know it's supposed to be all pretty, like believe in you and believe in us. It should just be invite. Like it literally should be the theme of summit, is because if we invite, if we're building those relationships and we keep going, the no's are coming. The no's, I read some other coach said you're going to get 40,000 no's. If you have the mindset, I get no's, I get ignores all the time. I am not a good call to action coach. I try to post call to actions and I get crickets. But behind the scenes, I can message like crazy. I can follow up like crazy. I'm very persistent too. Like I tell people sometimes I'm going to keep asking you until you say yes. And like I've done it a few times. So, I mean, I don't know. Does that help?
Yeah, it totally does. And I totally agree. Like I'm awful at that kind of, I see what's in front of people, what they're doing in front of the scenes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm thinking like, but behind the scenes, like I just made like 50 new connections, I'm like, wait a second, that's awesome.
Exactly.
So I totally get that. So thank you. That's awesome.
Okay, good.
And if you mind a follow-up question, are you using mostly Facebook or Instagram or a little bit of both?
What am I supposed to say with Brittany on here? I'm doing both.
Be honest, because we're all like,
girl that helps me, and I have a girl that helps me with my growth. So my numbers look really big, but it's still tweaking that, like your demographic. Mm-hmm. I cannot let go of Facebook, and I won't. And yeah. I don't like using this. Like I have a lot of coaches that say, well, that's working for me. Mm-hmm. Okay. You haven't signed a coach in 3 months. So this isn't working for you. Okay. Because, so when I say it's working for me, I don't even like to say that for myself, because there's always room for improvement. But Facebook still to this day is where I get most of my business. And so I have to stay true to that. But I will also get on Instagram and I will, there's a little, oh my gosh, Brittany, who was it? There's a little trick with the keyboard. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I will share that. Like I'll give it to Brittany. Okay, so it is, because like with Instagram and someone taught me, you can just go straight to the invite, which I do that a lot on Facebook anyways, and like depending on the person, but there's this keyboard thing. And so like a follower, if you're searching a hashtag or whatever you're doing, you can just, to me, it's easier just to invite. Like there's that Alyssa girl, Brittany, that invites 70 people a day. On Instagram, yeah. Here's where I can go, oh my gosh, the comparison, Alyssa's doing that, I'm a loser. I'm like, no, I'm not. She's doing it, so I'm going to maybe start with 10. But it's this keyboard trick. Does anybody know about it? Do you know about it? Okay, I got it. So I know we're getting away. I want to stay on course, but it's a way. So when I do Instagram, it's a way for me to send out a bunch of invites really fast, okay? Because that seems to be more of a place where you can be the straight shooter. I will, like sometimes I feel it's very important for me. I like to add something personal. So I might take this little secret and at the end I might be like, this girl today had the super coolest hair. It was like purple and really cute cut. And I was like, P.S. I love your hair. Or I might throw in something just to make them feel more aware. Or like that I know who they are. But this Alyssa girl kills it. I will share that. She did a video. Mindy Horde did a video in our group. Brittany, I'll share that with you.
Yep.
Yes, because it's like I seriously did it, and so when I'm on Instagram, I can do that. And everybody that views my post, views my story, likes a post, I always check out their profile and message them. And I do that on Facebook. Every like and comment's a conversation. I mean, I think everybody knows that. So that's but mostly Facebook. That was a very long-winded answer. I'm so sorry.
That's great. Thank you.
I just love your passion towards it because it was mine. I agree. When it was told to us, we're like, holy crap, that's incredible.
Oh my gosh. It's like, I was at the car dealership today and I was just like, oh, look, wait, I got a few comments. I very rarely get responses. I'm so excited. Okay. Anyways, okay. Video, I'm literally shirtless.
You're good, Chris. No worries.
I love it. No, it's like it was Blair last call when Blair wasn't on camera. We're crazy. I love this. Okay. When you sign a new coach, do you encourage them to post before done with the program, like especially before, after? I want to know, heck no. Carl did what group was it? It was I'm Here to Help last year. So he went live in there, and I will never forget this. And he was like, this is such a misconception, thinking you have to have a perfect before and after before you start coaching. He goes, that's a bunch of hogwash. And like, he was like fired up. I've always told my coaches, and even people now, like, people relate to the journey. Like, you guys, I put on like 10 pounds. I need to get off. I ain't happy with what's, I'm going to lift 4, but I lived the summer way too much. I don't stop coaching. It's something I share too. So to me, not that I'm proud of that, but I'm saying if you're a brand new coach, then you share that journey. I think that people can relate to that. The after photo is amazing. But I mean, don't you guys agree that like being part, they want to see, I mean, believe me, who does not want Danielle and Melissa's abs, okay? But people want to see, the real mom who uses dry shampoo most of the time, who's struggling and who, whatever, and watch the journey with you. And they're able not to only watch your body change, but your mindset and your confidence change. I think people can connect with that. So yeah, new coaches, you tell them to start, because then people want to know what you're doing, right?
Do you remember, Kristine, when Rhonda Race even said it? She said that I make my people within like the first 1 to 2 days even do it before, because now they're smiling, and it may even be 5 pounds within a week or whatever. But like there's even a transformation with that.
She's so good. Yeah. Oh, and I have a coach now. She actually, this is not normal. She signed up at the end of May, and she went diamond last week, and she is still on her journey. But her first, like you said, it might have been 2 weeks, not just her body, 5 pounds maybe, her smile, her face, like her confidence. Yeah, it was like, it was beautiful. I mean, I can tell her now, she's so happy. Like, yeah, never wait. Because also from a business standpoint, that's money you're losing. Like if you're a business builder, I mean, I know our job is to help people. My husband tells my coaches this all the time. Our mission statement is to help people. Like that's a given with Beachbody, okay? It's also a business. Like Brittany loves us, but if she came to work and they said, since you love mentoring coaches, we're just not gonna pay you, I'm gonna guess she would probably leave and go find another job. So my husband's in financial services, and he helps people with debt settlement. And he said, I like helping people because I know they're struggling, but if my boss said that, you know what, you love helping people, so I'm not gonna pay you, he's out. So that's just something to think about from a business standpoint too. So I tell my new coaches, if you're in this, like to build a business, then start, let's go.
So I have a question about that, unless somebody else. Oh, Logan, go ahead. Logan, you go, girl.
So I have a kind of piggybacking off of this new coach question. So I have a few girls that are new, and a couple of them have actually been coaches like 3 or 4 years ago, and it just wasn't the right time or the right team, but now they're ready to get back into it. But they're so excited, but they're almost paralyzed still by that, like, what are people going to think of me sort of thing. So do you have any like inspiration or specific personal development that you give your new coaches that are...
Like, are they worried about posting or just...
More posting and kind of doing the vitals, like the actual inviting, kind of what are people going to think of me? Or...
My favorite book right now hold on, I'm going to grab it. I mean, there's so many. Are you kidding me? Like right now, there's so many. Like I'm going to tell you 47 books. Like someone on our mastermind talked about The Art of Closing, which is really good. But for a new coach, get over your damn self, okay? And I read it twice. Can you tell? So to me, this is one, like I listen to a lot on Audible. I like this one, obviously, because I could earmark. And then it would be stuff that I would go and post on my team page too. But I tell new coaches, because that fear, have you read this, Logan?
I did, but it was like almost 2 years ago. I
Okay.
think it was like
So,
right when it first came out.
Yeah, I did too. And then I read it at the beginning of this year. I'm like, okay, Kristine, let's remind ourselves. It covers everything.
Perfect.
Literally get over it. Everybody, you're going to have people that don't like you. Chalene Johnson said it on a podcast years ago. She goes, people aren't going to like you anyways. So I just will never forget that. But it's about the no's. It's about the scared and posting. It's about the send the invites. It's about do it anyways. And so I love that book, and I'll tell my new coaches, sometimes I buy it for them. Sometimes I just say, hey, get it. Depending on like how serious they are about like, are you really going to work the business? I'll spend money on you. And I mean, I hope that doesn't sound bad. You just know what it's like. You can flush a lot of money down the toilet. Anyways, that's recorded. I can't believe I just said that. I'm so sorry. But it's just, to me, it's so smart. Like, it just helps. It's like I said, here's the expectations I'm going to tell you right now. And my new coach welcome email, I'm like, you will be overwhelmed. So was I. So is every other single coach that ever signed up on the planet. And I get this book, and it will prepare you for everything that you're going to expect to happen in coaching. Like, to me, that's, and then there's always like, I love the Slight Edge. That just talks about consistency, you know, and I was very honest with my team that I haven't been that consistent in August. And then when you're not consistent for like 3 or 4 days, then you're like, oh snap. Even like that small time is like, oh, okay. What other books do I like? 5-second rule. That's like a good one. Right? Depends who I'm talking to. I joke. And I'm like, do a shot of tequila before you start inviting. And then you just it won't be as hard, you know? So.
I love it. Thank you so much.
That's the most responsible thing. I mean, they really don't do it, but I'm like, if you're that nervous, then I'm trying to think of any other books. Here's another one, Mastering Fear. I just started hearing, have you guys heard of that one? Who told me about it? Maybe Lincoln. It was written by a Navy SEAL, Mastering Fear by Brandon Webb. So that's a good book too. And then I don't want to say this I've been listening to a lot of books. Unf Yourself. I don't want to say that. Have you heard of that one? That's a really good book too. Like, depending on the kind of person, like I take Tough Love, so Unf Yourself might be okay. But if someone like you're a little nervous about how they might be, whatever, you know, then Mastering Fear would be better.
So I have a question for you, because as far as, and this kind of goes back to the expectations that you're setting, but you're really good at helping your coaches also hit Success Club. What expectations have you set? Take the compliment. Take it.
No, I'm laughing because I'm like, no, thank you. I know. It's really weird.
But what expectation do you set with them, and what kind of incentives do you do? You know, what is it that helps with that?
Well, you know, it's so funny because it's August 21st. And I'm like, okay, what can I do for my coaches this month, since Beachbody changed the way they do Success Club prizes? Because I don't want to spend a fortune, but I want to get them more than like, you know, a set of Post-it notes. Like, I feel like they deserve more than that. So I'm literally still, because they love swag. I just try to, here's what I tell my new coaches. I'm like, Success Club is the foundation of your business. Okay. If you want to be a good coach, Success Club is just common sense. It shows your consistency. It shows your, that you're at least talking to enough people that you can help 3. And what I've really been doing is I've really been promoting, is not the right word, but I've been really focusing on that free summit ticket. So I really, and I give them a heads up, and I'm just like, okay, I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to miss out. Month 1, you get this. Month 3, you get this, and then I push them a lot. If they give me permission, then they're in trouble, because they gave me permission. And this is crazy, but last week, because I had to push threads work too. I can't believe Ashley's on this call. I want her autograph.
Squirrel. Look at her. She's like, wait, what?
I heard you spoke a few weeks ago. I was on that call, the Tuesday night.
You got her all flustered.
I'm sorry. Okay,
you owe her an autograph, Ash.
Yes, I need an autograph. Oh, push threads. So like we did this and they set a date and I was literally, they know, don't mess with Kristine. And I say it in the most loving way. But 3 of them were like, I'm hitting 2 of them. One was my PS coach and 2 were in my downline and all 3 of them hit it last week. So we woke up Thursday and it was like, you've got to be kidding me. And it was awesome. And it was crazy. And we were pushing each other. Like that was a rush. That was a crazy. And then maybe that's why I took like 3 days off, because in your head, like where's Logan? She's in qualifying right now. Like that wasn't even qualifying. That was just trying to hit, but now people are in qualifying, whatever. Anyways, I just try to also instill that belief. I think it's like making it not basic, but like inviting. Like I know that to me, well, personal development is the other vital behavior that people struggle with. But I think if you're a coach, we like Shakeology and we like the workouts. So those are like kind of to me a given. So like inviting, like it just, that word, it just needs to be like, I don't know. I'm gonna get it tattooed on my arm, like invite. I think we should, and just be like, well, I already got it. Anyways, so I don't know. It's encouraging. It's just it's literally focusing on that. Like I have a couple of threads now, and one's just called Success Club. They don't want to be pushed. They don't want, they're not trying to reach some crazy goal, but they want accountability to check in and just be like, okay, I sent 5 invites today and made 10 new connections, kind of thing.
But you said something key there. You said the accountability. So you ask people if you can hold them accountable. Tell me that.
I learned that from Micah a couple years ago. She said she asked her new coach's permission. And I was like, that is golden. Okay, I got to get back to Chris's question. And that's a really good question. Is it Trini? Is that how you say it? That's a cool name. All right, that is awesome. I'm changing my name. I asked permission in the beginning, and it's so funny, right before I got on here, because, Brittany, I'm trying to reach a crazy goal that I'm nowhere near close to, but that doesn't matter. And I said, hey, I know that you said slow and steady, and I also said, team is reaching for this goal. I do not want you to miss out on this opportunity. Blah, 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 blah. So I haven't read her message. I saw it pop on right before we came back. So she gave her expectations, and I was like, cool. But then I'm sitting here today and I'm like, she's new. She's made Success Club 2 months in a row. She's getting ready to do 3. She signed 3 coaches. Let me just ask again. But if you say push, you're in trouble. Like you're in trouble. Like my new coach at Hit Diamond, can I say this? She said it in the most loving way, but she called me a butt, but she didn't say butt. So
an ass.
She goes, but she said it. She goes, oh my gosh, I love you. You're such an ass. And I'm like, see? So, and I think like I learned that Lincoln used to be, before I was diagnosed, I was very negative. Like he would say to me, you are so negative. You suck the life out of people. Yeah, because we're really close now, but it was not pretty for a while. He's like, you look for the negative in everything. I was, and it was an insecurity. It was a jealousy. It was a bitterness. It was, I don't want to say lazy. I've never really been lazy. It was just, he would do personal development and I'd make fun of him. I remember his first book was John Maxwell, Thinking for a Change. And I'm like, what are you doing reading that? Who's that guy? Oh, right? Saying that now. That I think that he would say things to me to try to help me, like, not even constructive criticism, just like feedback or whatever. And I would take it so wrong. And I know a lot of our coaches might do that. But I think that you can be tough love without being a horse's butt, and you can be an encourager. Here's a perfect example. Sorry if I'm talking too much. I will get to the questions. So my son, this is his last year in his little tackle league before he plays in like middle school. He ain't the fastest. He definitely ain't the biggest. In Texas, like they make him like, I don't know what they feed these boys. I'm not from here, and like they're, I don't know what's going on. Okay, he is like, he's got some of mom's issues. So, he'll dance on the football field. He has to take medicine before he goes to practice, whatever. Something happened last night. I didn't go. My husband brought him home. He tackled so-and-so. He tackled so-and-so. And one of the coaches wrote me. He's like, what are you doing with him? Well, we started doing tackling drills, and I joke with this team. I'm like, the team needs personal development. I'm like, I'm going to come out here and give them all a book to read, or you guys are going to do this at home with your kids. And I said, you know what? I was making cry. I said, before practice yesterday, I just said I instilled belief in him. And I said, you're going to go out there, you're going to kick some butt. And we gave the coaches permission at the beginning of the year. We're like, you can do whatever you need to do. If he needs to do push-ups because he's not paying attention, they're like mountain climbers. If they need to do mountain climbers, if they need to do whatever, we give you permission. And he knew that. And granted, it was only one practice. God willing, it stays that way. But like, we do it with our kids. So why wouldn't we do it with our coaches? Right? So I mean, but I love them, and they know that. They know I would bend over backwards and do anything for them, but I'm going to push them really hard too. Especially when you tell me about the money your family needs, or, if you're struggling or you're in debt or you have the credit cards. I'm going to be like, this is what bugs me about coaching. This is the answer. People say it's the problem. Oh, I can't afford it. You can't afford not to. This is your answer. This can change your family's life. So sorry. Okay. How do you, when I figure that out, I'll let you know. Hold on. I feel like I'm giving my new coaches too many things to focus. Posting the vitals, their own journey success, like hitting Emerald. What do you have your coaches focus on the first couple weeks? I think my GS part is too much. GSR call. Okay. I have a training that I send that I got, I think Marion created it years ago, and then I got away from it. I don't even know if she uses it anymore. And I tried doing something else, and I went back to it. And it's basic, the word. So I took, Bonnie Ingalls said it on it's National Wake Up Call forever ago, about what she gives her team, and she might have changed it too, was like the foundation of coaching. So it talked about how to get to Emerald, Success Club. And the training I had was like literally add yourself to the Beachbody Champions page, or something very basic. But it touches on all of those, but like on a surface level, okay? So I've learned that they don't get my time until they actually do that. Here's your welcome email. Here's your training. Because how many coaches, did you do the training? Did you know? They never. I'm like, sorry, you don't get my time. I will make them come with a list of questions, okay? And then I'm like, do the training, make sure you understand as much as you can, and then we'll go over and talk about like what questions you have. But as far as how giving them too many things, here's the thing, those are the things they're supposed to do. So it is too much in the beginning, but it was too much for any of us in the beginning, right? I mean, do you remember my coach is like, welcome, and I'm like, oh my word. Our house caught fire, and I'm in the hotel when they had to do whatever they do before you can come in, and I'm sitting there in the hotel room, and I'm like, okay, what is this training? I'll never forget sitting there. And I was like, okay, she said to get to Emerald. What does that mean? And it's just, I think depending on the person, like I have a coach thread right now, and it's 2 brand new coaches, and I'm just kind of trying to walk them through that. I had to be like, hey guys, you haven't posted in a couple of days. Very simple. You need to show up at least once a day, on your social media. And I am not an expert at this at all. I also find it's like a case-by-case basis with people. So if I find 2 people that work together and click, I'm going to put you in a thread, and you're going to help each other. Does that help at all? But I make them do the training first before they even get a GSR with me. And they must come with a list of questions. So I don't know if that helps.
You throw the ball and they retrieve it.
Yeah, and I've learned that from so many other coaches. There's some coaches that don't even add them to their team page. They make them do whatever, and then they have to request to be added. I've heard that too. Do I lead with the business or fitness first? It depends on the person. Here's what I do. Every single person gets a coach invite, because I'm one of those coaches that I will sign up anyone. One of these days they're going to let cats and dogs, and I'm going to sign up my cat and I'm going to sign up my dog, because here's how I look at it. Whether they are interested in the business or whether they want to save money, this is my opinion. And I know not a lot of people, very, very successful coaches don't do this. But for me, because I do have a hard time recruiting business builders, I'm going to ask everybody, because I've seen too many top coaches who are in it for the discount. And I never will discredit anyone when they're always like, you have to have challengers first. Every coach of mine's a challenger. Just because you have coach on your account doesn't mean you're not a challenger. So if I'm not leading with the business and I'm leading with fitness, they get invited to the business anyways. I got a share cart going right now because I was talking to a girl and I just said, you need to be a coach. And she's like, oh, no. And I'm like, well, yeah. And then, so I'm inviting her to a sneak peek. and I said, just for now, sign up. You're going to save money. To me, it's like, why would we not save them money? They keep your legs strong. Whether you're a new coach trying to hold on to your diamond or, building weak leg volume or whatever, it's a win-win. It's a win. That's how I look at it. If you're building a business, you want coaches anyways. That's just my opinion. And I don't know if that's a good, right, or wrong answer. Because I know coaches that only attract or only work with business builders, but I haven't figured that out yet. And so until I do, I'll ask anybody anyways, because I feel like it's an opportunity for them. I have a coach that went to Summit, and she's been a coach for 3 years, and she's at her own pace, but she's starting to work the business, and it's really cool to see. How do you help your coaches become leaders? I'm working on that. I got a girl that just started 2-star qualifying, and she's still, I had to talk to her today. That's where I struggle. I'll tell you that right now. So how do I help them become leaders? I don't know. I told her that I think there's just a limiting, she's an excellent coach, but she has a limiting belief on leading. And I just said today, when I'm like, Abby, come on now. You're 2-star qualifying. You got to knock this off. So I say that. Does that help?
You're strong and to the point, and I love it. You're just no.
Well, and you know what? I have the best my coaches that allow me to be that way. And here's the thing. I was not like that for 40 years. I embarrass my family because they think I'm so forward. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not your delicate flower that let everybody take advantage of them and cried when you thought all your friends were mad at you. And then just people please. So your life was miserable because you said yes to everyone else. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not like that anymore. So I'm making up for lost time.
You've learned how to say no, and it's actually one of the most beautiful and liberating things in the entire world.
It is. And it's I'm not rude about it. So, my team, like I said, I am very straight up, but I also love them with everything I got. They're my second family. I'm one of those coaches that's obsessed. So I live and breathe this stuff, and they know that.
So I'm going to call out Jade and Ashley because you both have been very quiet, and you're both not quiet people. So
Uh-oh.
I know.
They're scared. Just kidding.
I hopped on a couple minutes late and just caught the end of your story, so I'll have to listen to the recording. But I would say, I don't know, my question is really just about helping develop leaders. What are a couple of the things that you do to help the people that are just past Emerald? Maybe they have 3 or 4 coaches, not just 2, get to Diamond and beyond. Do you do anything in particular?
Push threads.
Okay.
The threads, I learned that maybe starting end of last year or whatever. And I can see Ashley shaking her head. I've learned that from our Zooms. Threads, and I always joke with my team, because, again, these are so many ideas that I've gotten from our other mastermind. But, I put in, someone else did this. I posted, okay, here are different threads I'm willing to create. Do you want to be in, I did a poll, I guess. Do you want to be in this one where we're going to be psycho and you're going to be mad at me, but you're not going to care because I'm going to help you reach the goal? Or I'm going to be just kind of be accountable for Success Club or whatever. I think, and then I've got one for 2 newer coaches that they're I want this to be a business. They're so new. So I'm trying to be very, and they're not, I can tell their personality is they're not ready for me yet. So I'm kind of just treading. But that push thread, and we made a commitment, and there was 8 of us, and so 5 of us really pushed, and the other, you're always going to have that. But that push thread, and it was every single day, and it was multiple times a day. And I'm okay, are you tracking? Where are your invites? Where are you? You said August 15th. One girl didn't get it done until 7:30 Wednesday night. But you know what? She in her head, she's it's done. We just pushed and we pushed and we pushed. I hate to say, but they allowed us, and I'm sure Logan in 5-star, you had to do the same thing. You had this big goal and you just push them like crazy people, but they see your passion that they want to do it. And then they wake up Diamond, and I am happier for that. I bawled my eyes out, and I was you could, they're so happy. You would have thought that I don't like to say won the lottery because I think the lottery is a bunch of crock, but it's I don't know. They just felt, they worked for it and they felt amazing. And then you hope that other people see that and then they want to do it. I have a hard time, I'm just gonna say, I'm rambling. I have a hard time developing leaders, and I know it's something I need to work on too. And some belief, even like the newer people, I just try to say as much as I think I try to encourage them too, you know. One girl, I said, hey, I asked this morning, I'm like, I have permission to give you a little bit of feedback? And it was just, you know, she's a sweet girl and she was posting all these motivational quotes. And I'm like, you're too cute. People need to see your face. She's wicked smart. But I'm like, you know, so just a little bit of encouragement.
Yeah. I love those chat threads. They're working phenomenal producing emeralds and getting new coaches to Success Club. And then after that, I'm like, how can I get these diamond ones to work? So I just need to tweak things.
You know what? I did something too. Another girl, all I did was, I mean, listen, they're baby coaches, but it's in the training, but I just shared the diamond, you know, it's in the Coach Online office, like the diamond little graphic. It was something as simple as that. They're like, oh, you know, and I was like, this is what you need to do. So, and what do they say? Keep producing emeralds, like what, emerald after emerald after emerald. So
yeah.
If I knew how to produce like really good leaders, I would be like a gazillion time diamond with like 75 business centers. So I'm still working on that one day.
But as you can see, you don't have to be the perfect, you don't have to know all the systems in order to progress your business at all.
No. And that's where I learned to put the blinders on, because the minute I see the systems everyone else has, or the minute I see, like, I cannot compare my success to everyone else's, or it just, I will shut down. I remember it was March or April last year, and I was a mess. I was like, I just paralyzed. And then I was like, nope, you know, it's like this, literally. So.
I hope it screenshots that for your picture. Okay, Ash, you're on the hot seat.
I hopped on late, so I'm going to go back and watch the recording too, because I hopped on like during the questions.
Well, you and Nina get a golden star because you always pop on an hour early. So you actually were the earliest. But
I heard that.
I struggle with time zones. I need help.
You're so good. Do you have any questions though for Kristine?
I'll probably message her after I watch the call. Everything I've heard has been fabulous. I need to read Get Over Your Damn Self again, because I started it and I was too like, this doesn't apply. Like, I don't like this. So I stopped. And you're like the 50th leader to recommend that book.
Oh, really? I've had coaches tell me the same thing though. So I know how like some people, there have been books everybody's like, this is amazing. And I tried to read it and I'm just like, it didn't click. But even if, I don't know, I just think it's really good for new coaches just to literally, you know, I mean, it talks about the no's. It talks about the rejection. It talks about the BS we tell ourselves. I object. What's your story? I mean, it's like, she's an R&D lady, but it's Beachbody coaching. So I don't know.
And Ash, you may have been in a completely different space, which I know you were.
Yes, I know your story. You totally could have been.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I've done that with so many books. So you may have just been like, oh, that's not me right now, but pick it up now. It might be your most favorite book that you've ever read. So, you know, see if that.
So I have it on Audible. Should I get the book or should I try it again on Audible?
I'm a big Audible person right now, just because it saves time. But I just happened to get this like back in the day. And I read it again in January, which is why it looks like this. That's 2 times over. You can get the Audible and still get this. To me, it's the same message.
Okay. I'm reading 5 Second Rule for, I think it's like the 5th time. So when I'm done with that, I'll Get Over Your Damn Self.
I have a coach that's done that too. She's obsessed with Mel Robbins.
Well, that book is life.
I tell my coaches to skip the chapter on 3-way calls because I don't have time. That's awesome. I love you. See? I like it. That's hilarious. That's awesome.
Okay, we have a couple minutes left. Is there anybody else that wants to ask any questions?
Hey there, this is Kelly. I have a question.
Yes.
You were saying that you're doing a ton of cold invites, and that's what you said you're like the pro at, right? So I think that's the hardest part. Okay, don't give me that look. You are. I mean, I think that's the hardest part because it's, you know, people are like, hey, how are you? Like, don't do the hey girl messages, but how are you going about doing the invites, I guess?
Okay. It's so funny though, because I shared what I'm sending to another coach and she's really successful. Brittany knows who she is. I don't know, it's funny. Brian just texted me. So I showed her what I was sending and she's like, that was way too long. And I'm like, oh, I thought it was short. Here's the thing. Like, it's so funny. I want to share a quick thing on YouTube today, and then Melanie Mitro does that Business Tip Tuesday. Do you guys know that? And so I saw it from last week, and it said something about why we don't do cold invites anymore. And I'm like, well, really? So I haven't had a chance to go back and watch it. I used to not do that. I used to build relationships on Facebook. And like what I hear is that Facebook is more for the relationship building, where Instagram, you can just go straight for the invite, just based upon the platform. What I do is I just send them and then I go. Like I do Facebook Live videos and they're really silly, but people like them, but I won't watch myself when I'm done because I think I'm a goober and I don't want to see what I look like. All right, so I just do them and then I shut off and then I go about my day. So with the invites, I do the same thing. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my, it's like your chicken list, or even if it's like, who's the stranger, then I'm gonna think I'm a freak show. And then I'm like, they're gonna think I'm a freak show anyways. So I might as well send it. So I literally, like what I've been sending is, hold on a second. Okay, let me find one that I sent. Because here's the thing, I do the script thing. Scripts work. Sometimes scripts don't work for me because I feel weird, and sometimes I do them and sometimes I don't. I have no rhyme or reason to what I do. Like I said, I have no systems. I wake up that day and I'll be like, what's Kristine going to do today? And I know that helps nobody. Okay, hold on a second. Let me find one that I just did. Here, I can tell you. Okay. Here's one I've asked her before. Hey, Jennifer, I saw you come across my post the other day and I wanted to say hi and reach out. I know I've asked you this in the past, but figured if you never ask again, the answer is always going to be no. So maybe now the timing is better for you. I wanted to see if you'd be interested in knowing more about my virtual boot camp. Or sometimes I just play simple. Like I've asked this girl before. I've had people, she's ignored every message I've sent. I sent her one in 2016, 2017, and now it's 2018. But I've had people that I've sent messages to like 5 times, and then like the 5th message, and I messaged them in 2013, and then they messaged me back, and they're like, "Oh, hi, sure." I just don't care. Like I can't tie an answer to anything because I can't, or I wouldn't send a message at all. Does that make sense? So like if it's a cold invite, it depends. Like you do your happy birthday messages. Some days I'm like, I'll ask them more and ask nothing else. And some days I'm like, you want to do this? Hey, I do these, I had a girl my sister knows, and I just was like, hi. And she says, I run. And I said, well, then you should do my challenge group. And then she's like, oh, okay. I'd asked all these questions. And then I'm like, well, then you should be a coach. And she's like, oh, I don't know. And I said, well, listen, sign up for the discount right now. And then we're doing a sneak peek next week. So then you can come look at that and decide if you want to do any more. And now I have a share cart. That didn't happen. That was like 3 days. That never happens that fast with me. Like I'm like follow-up psycho. And I don't know if you heard, I tell people sometimes, I'm going to ask you till you say yes.
I think that's great. I think that's realistic because I think there's just so many coaches, especially now that I'm hearing from my downline, that are like, hey, like I'm getting so many no's, and what do you do? Like, I think they're just, obviously it's hard when you're getting all these no's and you got to go for no, but sometimes you have to do those no's and get how many no's, whatever, to get the yeses. And I think sometimes they see us at a certain level and all these coaches that are like you too, 7-star. And it's like, well, she probably just has it super easy. She probably has this crazy system. And I think that's what makes it more, I don't know, in a way, not more human, but I guess realistic, knowing that like, hey, all of us can do this. You have to just put in the work and not care, not put your blinders on and go for it, because we're all doing the same thing, trying to get people to say yes and join us. And we believe in our product, so why be scared?
Exactly. It's always, it's always the cliche. There's so many cliches to this business, but they're true. I open boxes live on Facebook because people like it. So everybody knows I'm Amazon Prime. I did it this morning, and I probably opened 20 boxes on Facebook. I do not know why. I'm like, I'm not going to do it anymore. It's stupid. And people are like, no, you got to do it. All right. So I'm going to tell you about my new readers.com glasses that look horrible on me. So I'm returning them, but I tried them on Facebook today. I'm telling you, I like this website because the glasses are cheap and I can get readers, okay? So I'm gonna tell you about that. I'm gonna tell you about Beachbody. Especially, you know, these didn't change my life. Beachbody changed my life. But I'm gonna tell you something else too, and I'm very clear with this in my teams. I have never had it easy. Like I said, I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing it because one day I'm gonna figure it out. I do calls to action and they get nothing, all right? Whether it's a challenge group or whether it's the coaching opportunity. I have to pound that pavement. And I've been doing that for 6 years. And I'll tell my coaches, I'll keep doing it if I have to do it for 4 more, 5 more. Like, I don't get people coming to me. I mean, every so often, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I don't want to be a buzzkill, but it's the truth. And I try to tell my team, I'm in the trenches with you. I'm in the trenches with you. And another really good book is Go for No. Has anyone read that? That was, what do you, oh my God, do not ask me this question. I've done Teamsy, I didn't like Teamsy. I have Streak and I love Streak. I have a hard time using Streak because I'm Kristine. So if there's someone that like I'm having a legitimate conversation today, I was like, okay, Kristine, let's get a little bit more organized. So I started kind of cleaning it up a little bit. But their name gets written down if something happens, okay? Like if there's some kind of action, I cannot believe I'm showing you this. This is so embarrassing. Brittany, don't ground me. But like, can you see? So I just mark off, okay, X amount, because Ashley knows about Josh's tracker. So I'll just be like, you know, X amount of invites. So I just will do this and then cross them off. And then if something happens, then their name gets written down and then we go from there. And sometimes, like with the follow-ups, I'll do, I guess it used to be follow-ups when you had a relationship and they said no for 5 years. But I have like, and I don't do it all the time, but I'll do follow-ups with like, and she said on the National Wake Up Call a couple weeks ago, for the people that didn't respond. You know, the whole like, hey, I know if you're like me, you read a message at the stoplight and you totally forget to reply back. So I just want to make sure you saw my message. And you can do that like Facebook voice message. You can crank those out and like, so Ashley, you do that too? Yeah, because think about it. Think about how many times you forget to text your husband back. Or you're like, oh my gosh, my mom texted me Tuesday, or today's Tuesday. My mom texted me Sunday and I forgot to text her back and she's gonna be really mad at me. So I told you I'm not a systems person.
But it shows you don't have to be perfect to get where you're at, which I love.
Well, and if you saw my desk right now, so everybody's, you know, my team like, well, let me get organized first. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. If you get organized, then you haven't sent one invite. And Mel Robbins says it in the 5-second rule. I think she says it, or she said it on a video where the whole, and you guys might get mad at me, the whole work-life balance is a bunch of hogwash, right? See, Ashley's with me. So Mel, no, you're building a business and you are like, it just doesn't happen. And not just building a business. If you're like me, sorry, this is my blaring root. This helps me sleep too. Anyways, I had to order some new stuff. Sorry, I can't. It is so instilled in our family. So like my son lives and breathes Beachbody because mom and dad do. And so he knows that like, it's not like I'm taking time away with him. If I'm on a team call at night, he knows that's kind of part of the gig. You know, I still take him to football practice. We tag team. You know, like it's just it's beautifully meshed together. Like it's not, and that's just our family and how it works. It might not work for everyone. You know, I have some coaches that are like, I have to do this and this. I'm like, that's great. But for us, and especially with the family goals, like we want to make a lot of changes. And so it just requires this is what we do. So.
Getting clear on your vision.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, last thing I wanted to ask you here is, was there anybody else that had a?
No, I just like what Logan said.
Yeah.
Stop getting ready to get ready. Bam.
Amen. Okay. So what would you say to these ladies that are working hard for the end of the year and working towards big goals, big dreams for themselves, for their teams? What piece of advice would you tell them?
Oh, gosh. That's a hard one because I'm trying to figure out myself. One thing I have learned, and I'm still working on, a lot of people say it, is share your vision with them. And trust me, you need to share it like all the time because they forget. But I mean, So what I started doing was I shared it publicly with my team more than once. But then like the key players, and I hate to say that, but they are. Who are we kidding? Okay. To reach out to them personally and be like, okay, this is what we're wanting to achieve. And I can't do this alone. One thing I'm big upon is it's okay to say, I need you. The team needs you. People love to help people. Didn't they say it on the National Wake Up Call? Somebody just said it recently. It's a book I'm listening to. It's great. It's Close the Deal. Sorry, there's so much personal development in my head right now. People love to help people. And I will say, I said that with challenge packs. I'm just like, you would be helping me when someone doesn't want to do like HD, and I kind of explain we don't have a quota, and you're going to save money on shipping. But share that belief with you. Reach out to them personally and let them know that they matter, that you are helping the team, and it's also achieving a goal for them, and making that clear. And then one thing I don't do is talk about it all like enough. And I feel like that's kind of where, I'm like, okay, I need to go back on the team page and remind them what we want, what we're trying to achieve. Because something else I say, and I heard this from another coach. Well, everything I learned from another coach. If I was never a coach, none of you would have been here. She said that to her team. So when all those diamonds hit last week and I did all the celebration, oh my gosh, so cool. I was like, it's not about you, but like, think about if this team would not exist if I did not sign with Jamie. And then look what happened when like I hit diamond, and then all these other people, and like, look now, because I developed a team, they started developing a team. And now look, success trickles down. I say that all the time, success trickles down, to try that realistic expectation. Because like you said, Jade, you have these emeralds. They have to produce emeralds themselves to get to diamond. And it's like duplicatable. This is like invite, duplicate. And obviously drink a shake, work out, and do your personal development. But did that help?
Absolutely. Share your vision. So go back to, when was the last time and I think we all need to go back to it, but reading The Power of Positive Leadership. Like just such a good book, that reminder of the North Star, what you're working towards and why. But I love that you say, bring that up again and again, and how they're going to accomplish it. So you're so good.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you.
Well, and you're so relatable. This is the thing. You're not perfect. None of us are perfect, but you have been so successful with this business, and it is.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yes, because you put your blinders on and you get to work. So I feel like, and you're not afraid to follow up for 8,000 no's. So.
Oh yeah, that does not scare me. I'm just like, I tell. I'm like you said, what is it? Rachel Hollis says, people's opinions of you is none of your business. Or Shalene says they're gonna not like you regardless. Like, they either like you or they don't. It's not based on because you invited them. And one thing I will say, you guys, when I shared screenshots of conversations that I've had with people. People thank me for being so persistent. Like, even if they've still not said yes, then they thank me for staying on top of them. Because we are their last priority. And I'll tell them that in the message. Hey, I know I'm the last thing on your mind right now, and I shouldn't be, but my job is to remind you that I'm here and I'm ready to help you. So, thank you. Well, I'll trade you a little bit of spunk for your name, and then I got to keep some of it though. But I'm sure my husband will be like, tone it down.
Oh my gosh. Kay,
thank you.
Absolutely. No, thank you. And thank you for speaking to these incredible leaders. I appreciate
Yeah, you guys are super cool.
For being on. And Kristine, you're amazing. So thank you, ladies. You're welcome. Have a great day, everybody. Okay.
Bye.
Thanks for the great questions.